holiday. Okay, sound looks like it's coming through. Just let me know as long as you can hear it. Like I said, we've had some issues with that. Stuck now. Yeah, it's just me and Kipster today. He's full whining. What? What? So we'll see. We'll see. We may have a few interruptions today as we try to get you know Kipster doing what he's doing. Um, what? I literally put on the TV. Go watch the play. What? What you get in your face? Huh? Huh? There. Go. Go watch the TV. Hold on one second. I gotta shut the door. Here's a drink. All right. Sound is good. Fire bad. Your eye is fine. You keep rubbing your eye. I see nothing in your eye. Did you poke yourself? Okay. All right. Um. All right. So yesterday, pretty much happened as we expected. We talked about, and again, I see it on all the charts. We talked about it being a dollar week based news event, and it was. Hour and a half beforehand. It was basically starting to rally higher. And then the news came out, and again, a lot of the craziness happened with the actual press conference itself. So, um, you know, kind of how you would expect, right? I don't think, hopefully nobody was surprised by what we saw. Right now, again, you're seeing a little bit of that pound weakness kind of roll back in. Again, it's more of, I would say it's more of the yen than it is the pound. Euro dollar, pound dollar, you're seeing 58.60. Again, those are the biggest movers on the board. Nothing super crazy there. Um, you know, hold on, we unplugged the. All right, sorry about that. We rotated to get his play for him, and we pulled the cord out. So let's move those over here. You can watch Blippi right there, buds. All right. So, yeah. So again, no major surprises out there. This morning, obviously, the euro raised the way that it should have. Again, no major expectations. Again, 28 minutes ago, we're getting the press conference. Again, this was not a 3 a.m. release. This was an 8:15 release, and we're seeing that it was a unanimous decision. I don't think there's any surprises with that across the board. You can see that U.S. GDP on a quarterly basis much higher than expected, as well as an adjustment. So it was a double double, as well as unemployment claims were lower than expected. Again, all the I don't want to say threats, but all the threats and warnings about a recession, again, still don't seem like they're there. Powell mentioned that we had a few banks that failed. Again, I think it was more the sectors that they were in, but we are beyond that. That has cooled down again. We're seeing good growth. There was mention of the. There was actually a really good article. I should have linked it and I forgot to do it. An article talking about kind of dissecting what Powell talked about and talking about how CPI is like the headline number, right? But then there's the core and the difference between CPI and then PCE, right? And about how core PCE is really what they're looking for. And it's funny. The article kind of went back to gas prices, that people feel it in gas prices. Like, when you remove those volatile things, but it's like, yeah, but is gas going higher or lower? And we're seeing it going higher. So we're going to start feeling that crunch again, and wouldn't be surprised if some of the actual CPI numbers do start to creep higher because, again, typically the headline number is all, right, not the core number, and the Fed looks at the core, but the overall public, when they start seeing that go higher, it's like, yeah, we know it's going higher, and yeah, things to watch out for. So, yeah, overall, advanced price index, again, not there. Core durable goods orders, again, both of them. Again, this durable goods, the overall, this is awesome. Supposed to be 1.3, supposed to reduce a little bit. 4.7, this is awesome. And we did see manufacturing data. The manufacturing data we've gotten recently has all been good. Again, forever it was just dismal. And, I think it's important to note that it's like, originally it was like, oh, there's going to be a major recession, major down run, because they're going to just jack interest rates. But the reality is, we're still spending and it's not as bad. Labor has been so strong and labor's been driving it. So, yeah, I mean, all good data, right? All good data. We're seeing again that we're seeing the dollar back up today. Again, a lot of it is because of this data right here, right? So we'll get it. Home sales will be coming in again. Pending home sales expected to go lower. This is the one problem, with tackling inflation, rising interest rates. I can tell you too. It's funny. I'm still on some of the boards. Like when I was looking for the truck, the prices, it figures like 4 months or 3 months after I get one, the price on them just collapses because again, rising fuel costs, but then also again because of the interest rates, they took a major hit. It's like, man, if I'd have just waited a couple months. So, um, yeah, the home stuff is definitely a problem because again, interest rates will follow the overall rates. Tonight we'll get some, again, monetary policy stuff for Japan, and then tomorrow we have German preliminary CPI expected to be zero point 0.3 on a monthly basis. Again, still not what you're looking for, still a little bit high. And then we have the core PCE, and again, these are the biggies, right? These are what they're looking for. And again, core PCE on a monthly basis going up zero point 0.2. Not there. We'll see when we get the yearly numbers as well. They'll all come out tomorrow. But remember, core PCE is what the Fed is looking at. Now, the Fed, they already had data, right? Um, they had the data yesterday. They knew what it was going to be. It's not like it gets released and they don't have the data. So, yeah, we'll see what it looks like. I wouldn't be surprised. Again, there was the mention of what core is versus just the headline number. So I'm kind of wondering if there'll be a little bit of a surprise in this one. And then obviously the employment cost index, it's there. And then obviously it's Friday. You know, consumer sentiment is coming in. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a tad higher as well. So overall, again, as long as this core PCE number doesn't completely nuke the market, it should be, the rest of the week is probably good. For a while, there was so much of a risk for a recession, and now it looks like again we've been able to avoid, and thus far everything is telling us that we're not going to do that recession. We're going to kind of skip that piece of that recovery, which I think is great. I also think it means that we're not done raising interest rates. We'll continue to go higher, but right now, just getting that monkey off our back, I think has been great for the overall markets. Now, if you look at kind of where things are, and again the dollar taking off with that new data, you can see the VIX. After yesterday, huge drop. All that, I mean, this is that monkey. It's like, oh, it's gone. Oh, thank God. And we went from that 14 all the way back, and we're actually, look at this, we're under 13, right? No, I don't need that one. Huge relief. And again, I don't expect it to do too much. You can see the dollar taking off. I mean, dollars, obviously this morning before the news came out, we were at 1063. We're up over a dollar in the last 2 hours. The dollar is up over a dollar. You know what I mean? The dollar index is up over a dollar. From 163 to 101.70, right? So again, nice move. Big, strong move. And you may say, well, why is it so strong? Things like this. I mean, this is a monstrous miss, right? Having this double advanced GDP, it's like, nah, we're in the clear. That's it. There's no reason why we need to slow down. If inflation is not where it is, it's not hurting the economy, obviously. Jack that thing, pedal to the floor. That's what they're looking at. No, overall, the indices are also doing well. They're all up pretty big. I mean, NQ is up 1.8%, almost 2%. We're 15 minutes in, 16 minutes in. And again, a lot of this is no recession. Okay, thank God the world's not going to end. So that's always a good thing there, right? Sorry, whoops. I'm sorry, buds. Thank God my coffee is not super hot. Spilled it on the kid's arm. Dollar up, all the indices in the green right now. And again, avoiding recession, I think, is awesome. I think it's awesome. Apple, Tesla, both up big. Commodities, for the most part, all red. And again, strong dollar. We talked about gold and silver both going down. Gold back under 1950. And silver, they're playing with that, 24-20-ish range, right? Down 2.8% today. Or not today, but since yesterday. And we talked about both of them being kind of more red. Now, the one that I didn't really mention is oil. Yeah, oil still way back up here. I mean, it's really kind of trending in the same area, but you can see this morning, this 8:30, we did poke up to 80.16, and we're back up again. So, it held and maintained. I mean, we've used that level. We've hit it again. We've hit it again. We've hit it again. We smash it. Now we punch through, and it's like, oh God, when this does turn and flip again. We're looking at 1820 as being the next area where we had any selling coming in whatsoever. So this big push into an area basing, and it's like, oh God, U.S. session. This is when oil prices go up. Oh God, And yeah, yeah. So a lot of movement, a lot of movement. Um, yeah, not where we want it to be. Not where we want it to be. Yeah, not where we want it to be. Um, so just yeah, I'm busy. Yeah, I know they're making popsicles. This boy's a fiend for popsicles. This is like his new thing. Yeah, yeah. I don't have any. Brother ate them all. Yeah, and of course the older one, the 13-year-old, one of the 13-year-olds. These are like 1 ounce baby popsicles, right? This was like a little thing that Melissa got. It was a way for kids to get more like breast milk, like pump breast milk. You make popsicles out of it, and then like, oh, it's cold, and they eat the popsicles or whatever. And you make smoothies and stuff like that. We used to do it with blueberries. Well, they're like 1 ounces. Asher was like, "Yeah, I want a popsicle," and I had a couple of strawberry ones made, just strawberry, nothing else. But I'm like, Asher, they're 1 ounce. Like it's literally one mouthful for you, and it's got a big handle so Kip can grab onto it. Did we really need to steal the baby's popsicles? Like, are you going to go for baby food next? He's like, well, I wanted one. I'm like, you could have just had ice cream, really? 13-year-olds, right? So again, with this going higher, so let's go over to the Aussie dollar. Again, had a nice little pullback on it. You can see, and we said, hey, listen, we'd love to be up there. Yeah. So yesterday's discussion, right? We'll take the fibs off because it doesn't matter at this point. So yesterday's discussion is if we could be up at 60, 67, 63 for news, we'd love the short from there because that's what we'd seen. But we wanted to see what happened the hour and a half beforehand. So I can remove that. Totally good, right? We can remove that. You can see there's the green line. Where did it go? We went through craziness. So we said we were either up here, we were for a short, or if we were down here, we were long. And you can see exactly what happened. It came down. It ended up grabbing kind of this new level right here. Obviously, this level came in just a little bit beforehand, but that's where it hit. And we knew there was going to be massive movement. And again, I'll put it back on. There's 14. There's the data. And there's Pal talking. And you can see that was a heck of a run. And what was it? Dollar weakness, 46 pips instantaneously. So again, that was the dollar weakness trade. We said, hey, look to see what happens the hour and a half beforehand. And you look at the hour and a half, boom, boom, boom. What did it do? It charged it up, charged it up, charged it up. Boom, explosion. Okay, now it did pull back and go higher. So at this point, we didn't really, unfortunately, it did go high. It did go up to the 78. We were looking for a pullback. We're like, hey, there's a Harry Potter trade in here. It didn't quite get an entry, just so everybody knows. It did push up and it did pull back again, and it did go to where the target was. Unfortunately, this little bit right here needed to come down and touch the zone. It didn't. It touched it over here. It went back up again. So maybe you got back in it. But again, from the original zone, fortunately, this took us out. But we were looking for an explosion through the top side up to close to the 78.6. I'll put a horizontal line right there. There you can see it's right on the top, right before the 78. And look, 1, 2, and 3. So had to take in the explosion. Again, you had 3 different opportunities. If you got it in back here, it hit it again. And again, it kind of did the Harry Potter in the opposite direction to the downside. So unfortunately, this one, it played out not exactly how we'd like it to play out. I'll leave that there because it was barely a touch of it. Um, we'll clean it up for today. But again, absolutely textbook. Hour and a half straight down into the news, kind of open and close at the same spot, and just boom, explosion from that level. So, yeah, it did what it did, right? It did what it was supposed to do. And you can see the total movement on this one was actually pretty big. All the way up, we're talking about 87 pips. It's got a 67 pip daily ATR. Overall, though, it's moved 7 pips in 24 hours, right? So those poor swing traders that were trying to trade this one, it's not looking good for them. So right now, I would say probably down here is where we're looking for target level. Probably here. If you're looking to get out of this trade, that's where sellers stepped in before. I think 67.36. Again, it was a decent base, big area of indecision, right? Big push higher. So I would say that's probably where you need to take profit from. Unfortunately, we were looking for Harry Potter. It didn't even really slow down in here. No, we're not going to eat. We're not eating right now. You can eat in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. No, 40 minutes. You can eat 40 minutes. You had your chance earlier. You threw it on the floor. Gave it to the dog. Um. So yeah. So right now, I think we need some stabilization, some bottoming in this one. And again, we've had such a big, strong U.S. push. We are going to see profit taking in the last, I don't know, 2 hours since news came out. It moved about 54 pips. So it's almost a double ATR. So we're seeing profit taking from news. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down and stabilizes down here. Thus far, all the data was great. Again, every reason in the world that we would continue to raise next time as well. So I think, if you look at it, we have 3 levels on top. I think anywhere in here we could find a true bottom. I think that a great target is 67.36. This is a decent level, and it was a very, very strong push. So, if you get a confirmation bounce, if we come in and then kind of start to rally back again and it hits it, that could be a nice little reversal point at that level. But it's going to be target first, followed by entry, um, in that push. Okay. Um, Aussie yen. So Aussie yen, again, we got the chop back and forth yesterday. We were sitting kind of right here. It hit it at 12:30 and then pushed down. It didn't quite make it. It made it to a 1 to 2.6 and then came up and then kind of unfortunately spiked up and down. And I mentioned yesterday in this one, I said, listen, if you're in this position, and again, it opened up right here, get out of this position before the news if you're profitable, right? There's no point in taking this one. It's two proxies. So if that's what you would have done, you would have gotten out of this trade. Let's see, let's bring this back to there, right? You would have got out at, when it closed, at about a 1 to 1.5, right? Because again, if you're in there, you're not taking risk on this one. Not for something like an interest rate rise with Powell speaking. You're just not going to do it. Again, it's not a main factor. You're in there, close it down, and then you can always re-enter the trade later if you like it. So with where we are right now, you can see we just bounced off of that one. I mean, really, what happened? Let's see. Yeah, here's your midnight. There's your, there's kind of your open, right, for the morning, right? You got that in there, right? And then what happened is we drove straight up and drove straight back down again, and it went right down to where it should have. That's where you should have taken profit right there, 95 flat, and it did go a little bit lower, right? It went to 94.73, so you had plenty of room, but it was an easy runner from that level. You're talking about 33, 35 pips, so pretty decent. So let's take this guy out. Let's take this guy out. We don't need that anymore. Let's take that out. And again, if you really wanted to, you could have said, okay, well, what about that area right there? Right? That area right there. You could have taken that one. And then really any of these three would have been fine. Leave that there. I do like look at this bottom here. I like this bottom. I love that it was a one candle bottom. The red was deeper. I do like the fact that it was ascending high. So I am going to mark that one off. I do like that as far as the downside goes. And I'm going to throw a green price target on that one, or a green price level on that. All right, I do like that as a level. Got a little bit of help there, but I do like that formation in there. So, hmm. Yeah. So right now, not interested in taking this again. Again, one clean hit, two clean hits, three clean hits. We should be able to jump through the top again, probably back up to that level. I'm gonna leave this over here just because we know that's a right now. That's kind of where we're looking top and bottom wise. Yeah, there's some buying down here. You can see the poor people that tried this way traded the 23.6 on this one. It was like bam, like oh yeah, good, oh good. Oh god, it's like yeah, I knew I was right. I knew I was right, and then boom, it's like nope. Whatever you, if you did not, when you took your stop loss off, that's where you lost your count there. And again, clean run. We knew there was nothing stopping it until that level. So, hmm, I would say watch the buying that comes in here around 94.76. It's not clean enough to take an entry off of, but not a bad level. But I mean, it's an okay mark. Again, it was an old level. Again, kind of found support in there, but with the wick, the bigger wick, the bigger wick, the bigger whip, not really liking this one until we get down to 94.51. So yeah, top and bottom 95.75. Again, the channel sideways. Um, Euro dollar. Any surprise? Any surprise? We talked about getting long. What did it do? An hour and a half. And yesterday was kind of like we don't know where we're going to be, right? We don't know where we're going to be on this one. And again, it's funny that it did Harry Potter right off that zone, right? It came right through. Up, down is no entry. Up, base, pullback, and boom, right up to the 50 at that level. Here, and let me explain. There's a lot of things going here. So let's pull this, pull this, pull this. So there was European. Here's the news. You can see it shot straight up. It was a decent move, about 50 pips instantaneously at a level of basing. It pulled down an hour and a half. So again, very, very easy trade. If you're wondering what the risk level should have looked like, it should have looked just like that, right? You're sitting right in there and pop. So this we can take, and again, you can see it. It did Harry Potter off the original zone, so we'll take that off. And again, there was another big trade there. And let's remove this. And then news today was 8:15 there. So being in that level right there, it was a short, right? And we said this, right? This news, European weakness, right? Yesterday's news, dollar weakness. So what did we get yesterday? Dollar weakness. Rallied up, rallied up, rallied up, rallied up. We knew there was the 50%. We knew we had selling in there. We were looking for that level. And what do we get? European weakness, right? And again, nice runner. This one is 152 pips. It's got a 71 pip ATR. So we know 110 is going to be a major problem. You can see we're back above 110, and we knew that there was buyers down here. It would have absolutely been a target. What is this? All right, don't eat it. Easy news-based trade. And again, it wouldn't really matter of what you traded here. This thing just blew it completely out. So if you had any options product, you would have traded huge movement, right? And again, this is what we've seen. Raising interest rates typically in the past, it's like, oh, that's going to be a good thing, but only when it's a surprise. When they know it's already factored in, everybody else is out there trying to play it after the fact. Again, two very, very easy trades. Monstrous movement. You're officially out now. And again, if you're taking the full 100 pips, I would have said different profit targets on there. If you guys were looking for them, I mean, there would have been one profit target, and then second profit target would have been sitting right there. And you can see it absolutely blew all of them out, came all the way down and grabbed the 110. So huge movement in that one. Funny enough, it only looks like 55 pips from where we were yesterday, but it's because we got a big surge up from the U.S. news, and then the European news, big surge back to the downside. So it's out. Not much we can do. I would expect we find some type of stabilization point again. Way too much to not have profit taking coming in, right? Way too much. So, um, eh, yeah. I mean, it's all right. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't. I would not put a buy in down here, but I think we probably find some point of stabilization and we look to push higher, right? We look to push higher. Yeah, buds. Come on, watch Blippi. Um, yeah, and it's just a parabolic move. Look for that retracement back up again. So yeah, we're fine. Yeah, look for the bottom. It's not in yet. We probably need about another hour, hour and a half to actually get it in. So. Oh, I gotcha. Well, you won't let me cut your toenails, so I'm gonna file them. Here, here. Who was that? Tickle? Here, tickle, tickle, tickle. Here. Here, pound. Any surprise in this one? Actually, this one went a little bit early, but yeah, straight up found a level. Now again, unfortunately, this is kind of a hard one. There's your level right there, backstopped. It hit at about 6:30. So here's where the news came out and just drove it right back down, and it drove it exactly where it should have. This one is not as big of a mover again from the level. You're talking about 30 pips. Um, yeah. Here, watch Blippi. Here. Um, yeah. So where we are, it's again, this is the same problem with 8 o'clock news. We just had the big push down again. The profit taking is coming and it's cycling back up again. I will say I actually don't mind that level again. The fact that it barely touched and it went a little bit early for this base. I think it's probably good for one more. Let me just draw what the 30 looks like on there. Or the 1 3. There. So I think it's probably good for one more. If you guys want to kind of write that one down. There. So not bad. I mean, it's like 8 for 26, 8 for 27. All right. It's all right. I just like how it was a little bit. It came a little bit early, and again, backstop by the 50. All right. Euro yen. So euro yen, you can see we got out yesterday, late last night. Right. It officially came out. Actually, yeah, today's Thursday. I had to think about that for a second. I was like, oh God, is it Thursday? Yes, it is Thursday. So it looks like late last night is when we finally get out of that trade. Again, Harry Potter took some time, right? Took some time, ended up coming all the way down if you didn't get out a little bit early. Um, Again, came right down and you could see it. It grabbed the profit target. Then it rallied back up again. So, I mean, we could run this one from top to bottom. I don't think we did it yesterday because we didn't know where the bottom actually was. You can see it didn't quite hit, but it's kind of the same thing. There's a level sitting there basing backstop by the 50. That's what it hit about 7 o'clock this morning. The 8 o'clock candle is sitting right here, and that's where we got the drop. Again, we're in an area of buyers right now. I would expect to see profit taking. That's why we had the black line in here. It probably retraces back up again at this point. So that one is out. I don't need that. You can see the poor people that traded the 23.6 just went right through. And I want to be clear. I'm going to help you guys on this one. Okay. So you may say, well, why wouldn't we have traded the 23.6, right? It's a new 23.6 that added in there. And you could have said, okay, yeah. But here's the problem. You already had one hit, two hits, arguably three. I mean, or if you don't count this one, there's two, there's three. This is hit number four. Once it pulls back here, you're like, oh, Jesus, it's forming buyers right beforehand. Probably not a good idea. And no, it came up, it hit the 23, and it didn't even slow down. It just went right through it. Problem was the number of hits it had at that level, and that's why that was not a good 23.6 base level. Some people would have taken it because, again, these trades, it's like, oh, right there, it's like, oh, okay, boom, now we got a 23.6 level. Where is it? Right? Because if you're running this down, right, you could say, right there, no, it didn't hit. Right there, no, here's the 23, nothing, nothing, nothing. Push down, right? Nothing, nothing. Right here, you're like, oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. And then when it came down, this is the first 23.6 hit in this entire run. And again, everybody that got short, it based and said, no, I don't think so. Came all the way up. Took a nice little chunk of, I mean, if you had gotten it at 23, you took 62 pips worth of heat on that one before it eventually turned. Versus just there's a basing level here, backstop by the 50. Why take 62 pips worth of risk when you could have had, 26 here, right? Half the risk. And instead of, again, you're, what did I just say? You'd be 63 pips worth of profit when this one was at break even. So the overall move back to the origin of the kind of the move was down here. So it's the difference between shorting it without a stop loss and making 60 pips total, or getting it at the zone and making 120 pips. So some people like, nah, I went to 60. I don't like stop losses. Okay. I just prefer the better trades. Know when you're wrong. All right. Pound dollar. All right. Again, we were looking for it to go up in base. And I said, hey, listen, if we go up a little bit short, watch it. But what did it do? It didn't go up, right? And we said this. It went down. And look what it did. Hour and a half beforehand, it went right down. It was sitting right on a level where we had those confirmed buyers. And again, if you wanted to set a risk level on it, that was easy right there. Or just use the big one. It doesn't matter either way. And what happened? Boom. This is why looking at it ahead of time, right? There's no way to know, super early what the market is going to do until they do it. Well, what did they do? They drove it straight down into the number. The number came out. Explosion. And where did it hit? Right at the top, right? The 129.56, right? Where we talked about the other side of it. And then pulled back. So all good there. Easy trade. Again, very, very fast. That's why interest rates are fun. 61 pips instantaneously. Then today, and again, it's the pound. It's not the same. This one kind of at that 5:30, we started the reverse back again. Now, there's nothing over here, unfortunately. So this one's a little bit harder. And if you look at the actual news for today, oh, that's a big yawn. Oh, big yawn. You're going to fall asleep on me, aren't you? You can see, I mean, we had kind of this CBI realized sales, right? If you click on this one, it's a retailer, right? Surveyed retailers and wholesalers, right? The peak, 6 is right there. So it already started to move. Problem is, we had nothing accompanying, and a lot of this may have been profit taking. Again, percentage high or something like that. Since that time, we've turned and rolled, right? Dollar strength, and again, this is associated with other things. Dollar strength are rolling back in, and this is all justified. I think right now this is probably target. I mean, it's close. You may say, well, that's really close. Yeah, it's only 20 pips away. But that's where the buyers are stepping in. I'd like to see the bottom put in here. I don't have the bottom yet. As I said, it's still, since the news came out, 130 pips down to 97 pip ATR. So not quite half, but not far from it. What? No, I have to do this. Or It's whether cut or file, buds. He gets distracted and it's like, oh, I'm gonna file that nail down. He's got these like little baby sharp claws or like toenails, right? Um, go. Oh, got it. I got it. You can't stab me with that one today, buds. Ha ha! Daddy wins. Daddy wins. So yeah, I think we're gonna have some type of bottom. You're gonna have a pattern like this. Wait for this one to come down. Wait for it to come down. Pull back up here, and then we should go back higher again. This is kind of the pattern that I'm looking for. I don't have it yet, but I like to see it come down, start basing, and putting a new bottom in. We will get one, and I do think this rallies back up. The pound's not at a horrible place either. They've been doing pretty well. Their most recent data has also been great. Uh oh, there we go. Pound yen. Pound yen has really just not been tradable this week. We're at 37 pips. I don't think there's been a day it's been over 50. We're still in that same level. I mean, literally, if you're grabbing the very, very top to the very, very bottom, yeah, I guess it's 80 pips, but it just literally up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Right? We've been in this kind of same. Again, bring it back to this level. The same level. Now we have buyers down here, right? There are buyers sitting right there. That's where we're at right now. And I would say that it is probably due for reversal, but again, we like to follow the rules here. 1, 2, 3. This is hit number 4. We should actually push a little bit lower now. But again, it's almost 10:30. It's been straight down. That 5:30 reversal kind of pushing down from this 6 o'clock data today. There's some profit taking. I mean, we're getting a little bit of proxy with the yen. Yeah, yeah, that's why it's turning. So, but I would say, although there's every reason for it to go higher, I think the buyers are definitely running out down here. We're starting to run out of buyers really fast, so it's hit, 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 hit. It's going just lower. It's not easy. So just be aware of that. But again, for something that has 115, I'm sorry, not 115, 151 pips on a daily basis, we haven't been close all week. 36 again. So, oh, all right, that one is sharp. All right, let's do this one. Give me this finger real quick. Let's do this one. This is a sharp one. Man. Debbie, I'm sure you remember this. How sharp these little kids' nails get, right? They don't like being cut with like the clippers, but man, do they get sharp. Oh, oh, that's a good one. And then the problem is they poke you in the eye, and it's like, okay, did you just slice through my cornea? Oh my god, he's let me do it. Sorry, guys. Priorities. Trying to save my corneas. That was a good one. So yeah, if we push down again, I think the next place to really start looking for things is down at this old level. I'd adjust this just slightly. Probably down here. I think this is the next decent. Again, little hiccup here. I think this is the next decent level where we really got some longs down here at 108. 180.10. Right, or 180.01. 180 flat. So Dollar CAD. Oh my God. Here is my surprise voice. We are at 132 again. Every morning we talk, it's like hit. And what did we talk about yesterday? We were looking for 132.45. Look to see what it did. It did rally up and then it ran out of steam, right? There's the move. There's the push down. We were like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. But unfortunately, what would have happened? Again, you would have had to kind of set yourself kind of a little bit of a risk here and here. And we were looking for it. I mean, it's 13 pips is there. You're looking at 10 pips right there. You know, there's your 1 to 3 right there. 10 for 30. If you use the 130 candle, that would have given you the bracket. And again, we said, look what happens. They drove it right up. I said if we miss this level or any of the levels just by a little bit, and it's holding ahead of time, it's still short, and it is straight, boom, all the way down, right? So yeah, it's kind of where we're at. Not much else we can do, right? So I'd say right where we are right now, I wouldn't be surprised if this turns and starts to roll back down a little bit. As far as finding bottoms in there, you can see we started to push down again. It looks like the next time is 131.50. Down here is where we should be getting some profit taking coming in, or not profit taking, but buyers stepping back in the market. But again, 132 is here. Yesterday we were sitting right down here, down at 131. You go back and look at the day before, 132 again right here. And then we go back, and the next time it was 9:30, 10 o'clock, right here, 132. So you can see 132, 132, 132, 132. It's just every day. So, all right, dollar Swiss. Look at this mover. Look at this guy. hmm So again, bring fibs all the way down. You can see anybody that tried to trade that 23, it didn't even pause. It was like boom, right through. Boom. 61.8. Boom. Now this level two, 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth hit. It also went through and kind of got blown up. We're kind of looking for a base there, and if you remember yesterday, I was like, listen, if we can get a base in here, there could be a Harry Potter play on this one as it breaks through the 78. It's a little bit deep. I don't care about the 786. Unfortunately, it didn't even base. It wasn't even enough to slow it down. Huge mover, right? This is 123 pips. It's double the ATR, right? Double the ATR on this one from that 8 o'clock news this morning. So, yeah, kind of a hard one. And again, we touched the 78. Let's see. Pull this. Pull this. Leave this one up top. That's the break through the top that we're looking for. Maybe we can still get that one. Pull this one low. Don't need this. Um, um, so yeah, I would say we're going to see some profit taking because it is 2 times what its daily ATR is. If you won't believe me, look at this. Here is the width right now, right? And we can say we'll take the bigger piece of this one, like the average, right? We'll say that this is probably the average, right? On the big push, right? There, a little bit deeper there, which is fine. And then again, here, top to bottom, you can see this is more or less the average, and then it got small. And like this was the average before the burst, and then it went crazy. There's the difference between what an average kind of burst looks like and what the burst is right now. So we are at a time where this. I would expect this to turn and roll back down again. Again, absolutely parabolic move, looking for a parabolic retracement. It's got to go a little bit higher, but unfortunately, being 1030 ish, I have a feeling this is going to turn and flip a little bit early. So, yeah, much as I'd love to say, oh, we want this one short, I was really hoping we would base and then punch and go back down again. It didn't. Yeah, did not. Yeah, I think look for reversal. We're just not there yet. So I'm afraid though that we are going to get it. So if you're not sure what that looks like, right? If we're getting our base, we push down, pull back up. That's what we're looking for. If we can get that pattern, right? That's the pattern that we're looking for, and we may be getting it right now. I mean, this is I'm gonna draw it, but it's obviously premature at this point. But again, if we got something along those lines, um, again, profit taking needs to occur. Those would be line thickness. Can I do that? No. I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, can I make it thicker? Not really. It's like, text, chords, template, style. Okay. All right. We're gonna pull this off because it hit. So yeah, we're looking for a base. Maybe it comes in higher. Maybe it comes in higher. All right. Dollar yen. All right. So dollar yen. Look at this. We rallied up, rallied up, rallied up, rallied up. There's the level we're looking at. And what did it do? Went up, went up, up, up. News came out. Right back down again to what did we say? 1385. And we bounced right off the 1385. So pretty funny how that works. I'm gonna remove this just so you can see it. We went right back up into level basing. Actually, we put it there. Right there. Strong move. Right. And it is so funny that we ended up kind of literally. I mean, I'll remove this so you can see it. Literally came right at the top of that zone. All right, let's push this back in. Let's see. Are we going to get any help on the downside on this one? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, yeah, probably. No, we're not going to hit the keyboard with your feet. I know what you're trying to do. We're not going to do that. So obviously we've been here before. We've actually pushed it pretty deep into that zone. It's somewhat around a 61.8. Again, we're at that almost that 10:30 time frame. This is when we tend to see reversals. The 786 is nothing. I think obviously up top is kind of where we started the week. Obviously we're getting more in a selling mindset up here at 141.79. That's funny. Here's where it turned. Um, I don't know if I want to take that one. I think those are cotton balls. You don't need to touch those spots. Here, take this and this. Boom. Um, Same thinking. 10:30. We're due for a reversal right now. This is not the strongest of levels. It did push it to the last probably nine. It probably went 95% of the way deep into that one. It's not at accompanying level, so we're not getting any help. Again, nice little pause in here, but we'd already hit that level once. Not room for Harry Potter either. It's not a bad level. I mean, that really was not a horrible level. I mean, again, hit, boom, came up, and then all of a sudden started the base right in there. So, that probably stopped some people out. Probably stopped some people out there on that one. Right? Because again, it was a 50, right? 50 with a strong push off that one. You got to like that one. Again, sometimes you're wrong. I mean, again, there's nothing, again, you may say there's nothing wrong with being wrong, but are you going to be wrong? Sure. Sure. You're not throwing around billions of dollars. That was actually not a horrible level. So had you taken that one, and again, if it was today, I would have drawn that one. If we were down here, I said, yeah, you know what? That's not bad. Unfortunately, what happens is when the news came in, that would have been a target first, not an entry. And it did. It went up, it started the base, and then it never just pulled back down again. So, I would have probably got stopped out on that one. I didn't trade that one, but I actually don't mind that level at all. So we'll see. But I think we are due for a reversal. I think we turn and flip on this one. Whether it's that zone, maybe. And again, if you want to get a red, green, red, look for confirmation. Look for it to turn and flip. Look at that. Were we under? We're close. Wow, we're gonna go under 100 on TLT. Wow, good one. Oil. Yeah. So remember we said that it's pushing higher. Looks like we're ready to break through that top side. Hate to say it, but I feel like we have the potential to close at 80 today. Get another 10, maybe. Maybe that's a little bit lower. Maybe in 8 minutes, it's like yeah, but God, if it pulls back at all, remember we tend to see more bullish pressure, right, in the U.S. session. We love our oil, right? Um, yeah, I think 80's coming. I don't really want to call it top one oil. I don't even want to give it to you guys. I'm like so hesitant. Like, I don't want to like, oh, I love this as a sell. I just don't want to tell you. Like, unfortunately, this goes back to like, take your bias out of where you want it to be and trade what you see. And what I see is that oh, stop. What I see on this one is it has the ability to go higher. So um I just don't love this one at all. So unfortunately, guys, I'm not going to give you a short on this one. I feel like it can get up in this 80 range, and I hope to God we don't close above 80. But I feel like we have the power to do it today, especially with those buyers coming in here pretty strong. So, natural gas, natural gas. We did get up. You guys can see it kind of came in here. The contract roller we expected to go higher. Boom, it did. It didn't come all the way up though. It just gapped over to here. I thought it would really. I thought it would gap all the way back up to 275, and it didn't. It was just a little bit of a gap, but I will say right now, we are in an area over here. Again, any type of contract roll tends to be ow, ow, ow. No, no. Here, you can have this. Take that. We're gonna run this from the top. Yeah, I mean the only thing we really have to use on this one is here, right? We got so much room to run. I'm actually wondering one, two, three. Let's say right now, there's kind of my top and bottom. 271 or 272. You want to do it to 272? We could do that. 272, 159 or 259. Got 159. Yeah, those are the best two options right now. Those are the best two options. All right. So yeah, overall, I think we wait till one of those two things. Gold, not surprised at all. Yesterday we talked about where we're going to pull it. So let me erase it. Set. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that time, and again we're right here. You can see. Okay, what did it do? There's your pop yesterday. It drove it down, and drove it down, and drove it down, and drove it down. It's like okay, it drove it down. Is there an area? And you could have drawn an area. You could have drawn an area right here and said, okay, huh? What are we looking for? Again, if I were to go lower, it is that standard. Okay, when it comes down, it pulls up and it comes back again, and that's where the risk is. Up, and that's exactly what we got right there. Okay, again, strong, strong push off, and then we went in and we put a new top in. Right, this top came in at late last night, and we kind of confirmed it again. And then before the news today, what did we do? Whoops, not that one. We drove up for an hour and a half before news, and then we got awesome, awesome, awesome data and straight down. Right, again, not necessarily a surprise, but I think this is. I love this one. Let me explain why I love this one so much. I like this one because we had all these like steps and step and step and step and step and step and step. The data was just too good. They're like, yeah, inflation, gotta crush it. It's important, yada yada yada. And then all this data came out, and this was just so big that yep, this is big. We're not going to, no. Basically, it opened the way for us to crush inflation even more. And what did it do? Blew this one out, 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 this one out. It's like yes, gave us a clear sailing all the way back down again, right? And now we're past, right? Price is right here right now. We don't have much till 1933. So, we may get some profit taking that comes in, right? Overall, we may get some profit taking, which is fine, right? We may get that, which is fine. I think in this big push, people will be looking at this one to kind of play this one further down. But overall, there's not a whole lot. There's a 50 in there, but I think right now, I mean, the overall target to the downside, I think you got to look at this right here and say 133, right? 133.80 ish, right? 133.80 is kind of where we're shooting for this one to go. This is our kind of profit target right now, right? The great thing is it wiped out all these levels and all this other stuff over here. And again, we knew we were in a racetrack if we got a little bit below that. So, could we see a base come in a little bit artificially? Sure, sure. This is absolutely outside of the range. And again, I'll throw this on here again just to show you guys. Throwing Bollinger Bands, you can see, again, we're here to here right now, and it's actually outside, right? But if you look to see what normal is, right, just anywhere in here, right, I'll use this spike right here, right? Again, it matches here, matches here, matches here, kind of almost follows it down. Again, a little bit bigger over here. It braced out, but that's what it kind of was before the big move. Here's the difference between the two, right? There you go. This is the normal spike. This is the spike we're in right now. You're going to see profit taking. We're going to see a little bit of reversal coming in. The best levels, what? $11 south of where we are right now. Could we continue to go down there? Sure. Sure. Yeah. But right now, with all the data there, I mean, again, inflation's coming down, but we're not done because there's not going to be a recession. Not the kind of look you want. And silver is doing exactly what it should. Silver down at 24. And what did it do? It drove up, it drove up, it drove up. Let's take the Bollinger Bands off. Yesterday, what did silver do? There's the 11 o'clock. Actually, here it is. Look, the old level that we were talking about before, it drove down, 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 down. It was sitting in a Harry Potter and then explosion. What did this one do? There you go. And what did it do? Did the same exact thing. No difference. And what did it do? Blew this out, 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 blew this out. Blew all these out. And then we know we had a 50% run down here. Whoops. Right there. And we knew that 24 was going to be a big deal. So let's clean a lot of this stuff up. Pull all these off. We don't need any of these right now. Yeah, so same thing. There is probably a bottom in here. This is way too far outside of its normal range. 3% is a lot, down 78 cents, down to 24. 24 will act as a bottom. Again, large psychological level. And again, if we can get. Wow! Stop! If we can get a base down here and a push up, again, this is a parabolic move. Look for this to come all the way back up again and take profit before actually probably at the 25 mark. Okay. When this turns and rolls. We don't have the roll yet. Again, what we're looking for, I'll go ahead and draw the pattern. Again, we've had the push down. We're looking for a rally back up again, and then pull the trigger right there as it goes through. Right, that's the pattern that we're looking for. Something along those lines. Okay, that's the pattern that we're looking for here for a parabolic move. Back up to that level. Now, will we get all the way back up to 25? I'd like to say no, but I feel like people will believe inflation will come as soon as the Fed is actually done. Even if we get back to then 2%, and the Fed's like, that's it, we're peaked, we're going to do nothing but cut interest rates now, right? I feel like once we get to that level, I feel like it's going to have the ability to go back into 25. Yeah, I feel like it'll come back in. So, I don't know. Maybe in the near term we get some bad data. I don't know. But yeah, I do feel like we will. This is just way too much in one day. So, all right. So we got a little bit of change here. Obviously, the VIX is still down. We're holding firm down here. Dollar, obviously, still moving. And again, the data was awesome. The data we got this morning was really, really good for the dollar. The fact that they can say, yeah, we've averted a recession. Looks like we're good. We're in the clear. And everything's super strong. Again, it's all we needed for the dollar. I mean, we're almost up at 102 again, right? That 102 mark is going to be big. Overall, though, indices, you can see we had a level up here at 46.32 we were looking for. And you may say, well, listen, we're in the green, but what happened? Why is it down? Well, a lot of that has to do with this. The data was. Are you saying buy Blippy? You saying buy Blippy? Um, bye bye. Yep. So here's that exact pattern. You remember we just drew the pattern. Where were we at? Silver. Yeah, you remember this pattern here? I can't reverse it, but where it goes down and then comes up. Up, down, didn't go as high, get it on the way out. Right? It's this, right? It's just opposite. And there. So, could you have taken this one? I would say that this is more not necessarily opening print. This is just a standard trade. Right? It's a failure to go higher. We had marked off that level before. This is a larger time frame area where sellers were coming in. That's why we had it marked off on the bigger time frame. So we already knew it was something in there. And then again, we got it here. And if you wanted to, the open was here. If you wanted to take this one, you take it when it leaves on the other side. I don't. It's probably pretty close. Let's see. I don't think this one is out yet. 2.5, 2.9. Close. There's your 1 to 3. So, you know, obviously be trailing your stop. Put your stop over here somewhere. Um, you know, if you're still in this trade, again, just try to stop it there. Worst case scenario, you get your 1 to 2 out of it. Again, it is 10:30, so now is when we tend to see those things reverse. Overall, decent trade at the open, right? Decent trade at the open. NQ, same thing. Unfortunately, this 930 shot it higher. There was no real zone in here. There was a base here with no real touch, and it shot up. Again, looks like there was something in there. Unfortunately, it's not a grid though. There's your last confirmation. Let's see. Would it have been? Yeah, it was. So, yeah, this is a confirmation, but this was yesterday morning at 9:30. So it was a confirmed level. Hey, I think it's a little bit too much risk. Again, playing want that spike up with the news to take it back down again. So I wouldn't say that NQ was an opening print really based trade today. Let's see. 8:30, yeah, popped it up, cleaned it. 9 is right here. Yeah, there's no trade. Look, we were sitting right in here. We had a punch up and a punch down, so this one was bracketed in the YM. So not an opening print, right? ES good, NQ not really. This one even worse, right? We're sitting right here, so no confirm level. So, let me take this. I just want to leave those on. Yeah, no opening print, too ugly for that one. Let's see, Russell, what did we get? The news yesterday. We were hoping it was going to be up here, right? We were hoping it's going to be up here. We talked about a reversal. Look, it shot straight up, hit that level, and then turned and rolled right back down again. So, yeah, overall, decent, makes sense. Um, Top side, nothing confirmed. Yeah, nothing, unfortunately. 8:30 spiked it up. We will mark that though for down the road. Anything down below? Yeah, that hurt, didn't you? That hurt, didn't it? Yeah, you banged your nose. Yeah, you banged your nose. Yeah, that hurt, didn't it? He's trying to like lean sideways and kind of fell out of my lap and like hit his head on the desk from like a couple inches away. Yeah, you banged your nose. Good thing you have flat face. Yes. Yeah. 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 Here, we're gonna have to change diaper for this. You got a huge diaper. So as far as Russell goes, I think the data, Russell's going to be very, very sensitive to rising interest rates again. The data is awesome. Avoiding recession is good, but they see the writing on the wall, and that's why this one really, again, nice little poke up here, and then right here we started to see, the reality of this come in and just drop. So as far as opening print goes, you would have been sitting right here. What? There could have been a case made that you could have said, "Hey, listen, there's spacing right there," and we touched it in the overnight. You could have said that. I guess we opened here, or 9:30 is actually up here. It's kind of far away. It's kind of between the two levels, and it was an all right level, but unfortunately, we've really had a kind of a big push down again. And were we opening in that level? No, not really. And it did hit it and kind of bounce, but I think it would have been very dangerous based off the news we had today. Yes, you think it's funny that your diaper's huge? Yeah. No. Here, here. Hold on. Here, go. Go ahead. Um, So yeah, as far as opening print goes, the only one that you really could have traded today, or that I would have advised that would have been a decent one, would have been ES, right? I was going to carry the most risk, so it is what it is. What do we got Apple wise? Apple had a nice pop and pulled right back down again. Apple actually looks like it. If it starts to roll at all, it looks like we get below 195.85. It looks like Apple could run all the way back down to 195 flat. So could lose about 60 cents there. Again, you can see quick up, quick down, shelf, back down to the gap. Tesla did the same thing. It kind of opened up and closed exactly where it was yesterday. But there's supported buyers, right? There's some guys sitting right there. So Tesla looks okay. Not the worst. Not the worst. VIX, we're doing good. Dollar. Yeah, dollar hasn't found the top. Are we going to hit 102 today? God, I'm wondering. Wondering if 102 is on the radar. So, should be good. God, this one is messing with me. It's like, oh, lower high, but it's like, okay, is it basing here to get the next push? I really don't want this one to close above 80, but I feel like it's coming. So, I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and do the drawing. All right, Ernest is staying with his trend of I'm just going to go big every day. Nero, if you win today with 4, I'm just going to laugh. I will. It will make my day. If I could figure out, if I could cheat the system, I would. I have no idea how to do it. But if I could cheat the system, I would do it today because you won with a bunch of 4s and then you did 5s and 6s and you kept losing. So we'll see. All right, I'm gonna close it down in 10 seconds. Oh, I guess Debbie's not here today. She didn't respond. Debbie would understand my pain about the little kid fingernails. Little kid fingernails, man. Like they're like Velociraptor claws or something. It's horrible. It's like puppy teeth, right? All right, winner of today's drawing is Marina took it with a 1. So there you go. This is the first kink in the armor. Down 90. He's losing some of those things, and that's what happens. So we'll see. Marina takes it with 1. So the streak is over. The streak is over by the Cali girl, right? Cali girl got him. Leaderboard. Let's see. Where is she at? She's number 2. But see, Nura, I wasn't completely wrong, right? I said, with 4, you could stop Ernest with 4, and you picked 4, and bam, he lost. See? I'm telling you. Maybe, you didn't win, but at 4, you stopped Ernest. You see how it works? See? So, all right. Tomorrow, you got some decent news coming in. So, again, be prepared for it in the early morning. That's what we're looking at. Again, this GDP number in CAD could be pretty decent, expected to be rallying up. We may see some strength there. And again, the core PCE data at 8:30. So again, this is the biggie. This is what the Fed is looking at, right? The Fed is literally that. This is their favorite thing, core PCE. It is the true gauge of inflation. So make sure that, again, you are ready to go. Look to see what happens an hour and a half beforehand. A lot of times it telltales it. Trust me, the Fed has already known this data is out. It's just, us regular people, we don't have access to it. So with that, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you then. Have a good one.